Hi, welcome to GyanRays Angular series. In this tutorial, we will learn how we can use Angular material packages. In addition, we will learn how can we create flexible screen on multiple devices so that we create one application and can deploy it into multiple devices. You can find all these blocks and tutorials at gyanrays.blogs.gyanrays.com/angular. There you can find all relevant topics related to Angular. Let's begin our tutorial number 6, how to use Angular material and create flexible screen. Well, at the end of this video, you would be able to create multiple cards, buttons, icons, slidings, etc. Nowadays, we don't create a separate application for us different devices. Likewise, we do not create application for mobile device, tablets, or desktop, laptops, or bigger screen, and so on. Nowadays, we do create hybrid application. One app will be used on multiple devices. This is the desired output which you would be able to see at the end of this video. There are 3 buttons and 2 cards which we are going to display, and it will work same in the desktop as well as you can see the preview in the mobile devices. So let's begin. I have already explained the Angular tutorials like what is Angular, its relevant architecture, and so on. In addition, you can watch my early videos and tutorials to learn it as well as the basic setup and software required to build an application. I am not going to cover all those stuff in detail. However, we need to create one project which is demo. Here in this project, we do not need any routing activities, but it is always preferable to use routine. So press yes when you create a project. When system asks you to create a style sheet format, select a style sheet format, then please select SCSS, which is normally a default style sheet format. Once you create a project, it takes a while to implement all the files in place. Later on, you can run the project with the help of command ng serve-o, and it will open the output in a local browser localhost /.4200. Well, I am not going to do this because I have already created a project. I show you this is the project in my system which runs perfectly fine. It has nothing, it is completely blank, and it is default project provided by Angular. Now when I run this project, you can see the output is showing nothing. So let's begin with our real tutorials, how to install package for material design. Before getting into the package installation, you need to learn what is material design. Whenever we create any application, we require some buttons, some fancy tabs, some nice jazzy cards, or image handler, video handler, and so many things which we need in our application to display things good and appropriate way. Therefore, we need to have installed some packages outside the basic application. Now world's very famous package is Angular Material Design. Angular Material Design is a package or a product of Angular itself, which enables us to enable the components in our application like buttons, cards, forms, togglers, sliders, lists, trees, buttons, menus, toolbars, and so many components. So the famous component Angular Material Design. Here is also an official website which you can watch yourself. I have attached the link in my tutorial. How to install this Angular material? Well, this is a command which allows you to install it. ng space add space at the rate angular slash material. That means we are installing this component Angular material design from the main package of Angular itself. So you paste this command in your project and then press enter. It takes a while according to your internet speed to download this package in your application. Now it's installing. System asks you, would you like to proceed with with latest version of Angular material? I would prefer yes, do it, and then now system will ask which theme would you like to pick? There are three, four predefined themes provided by Angular. I normally prefer indigo pink. You can choose anyone as per your requirement. Don't worry, you can change it later on as well once your project is built. You can select any with the help of page up and page down button. I choose normally indigo pink. When I press enter, it will ask me, would you like to make Angular prototype style sheet? Say yes. When I press enter, it will ask browser animation is required for Angular. Yes. What does a browser animation does exactly? It will provide or it will enable your application to facilitate animation facilities. We will have a separate blocks and video only for the animation feature. Now our Angular material design package has been installed. Second task which we need to do is we need to install the flexible layout. Okay. Well, what is a flexible layout means? That means when we create an application, it will be available for not any particular device, sorry, not for all device. It will fit for a particular device. If you want to make it a device independent application, if you want a unique application or a universal application which will fit for all device, then you need to flex your screen. That means you need to place your content in a way for an output so that it will be visible, properly shaped, properly aligned in all devices irrespective desktop, laptop, mobile devices, and so on. In market there are various technologies and ways to build it. One of the best way to build is flexible layout with the help of Angular Flex layout package. Well, this Flex layout package is provided by Angular. It's Angular in-house product, so we normally prefer it. It is very lightweighted. It makes your application fast and smooth. They are well tested and highly recommended and used by developer community. To install flexible layout in your application, you need to copy this command and paste in your terminal. Once I install this package in my project, it takes a while to install all the dependencies in the application. Fantastic. Now we have added flexible layout screen as well. Fine. So we have done two things. We have installed Angular material component or a package wherein which will allow us to create buttons and so many components for our layout design. We have installed second we have installed flexible layout component or a package which will allow us to display our content or align our content shaped for for device independent purpose. Now we run our project and see what happens. In general, it makes no sense because we have installed only package. Let's build a project around it and see how it works. I have documented each and every steps. You can read it properly. Now, what we need to do is to achieve our output, we can go to the app component module, app.module.ts, and paste below component, sorry, below code. or else you can copy this 4 lines of code and paste it in your terminal under the app.module.ts file. What it does, what we need, I have already explained in my initial wordings. We are going to create few buttons and few boxes. All right, so to achieve this button, we need to include the button components and some icon components. So these are the components from Angular material which we are going to import in our application. So we are going to import mat icon module, mat button module to create buttons, mat divider modules to insert a horizontal line, straight horizontal line, and yes, flex layout module to make our screen flexible for all devices. So let's copy it and paste it in our application app.module.ts file. You can paste it in the import section. Now, when we import it, we need to make it enable throughout the application so that we can use anywhere. How we can do that? We can import it under the import section as well. And now copy those all 4 commands, imported one, and then paste it. Now you can see the color has been changed. All right, now we have defined all of them, and you can read also the all the description of each and every module which I have explained so far. Well, there are multiple components provided by Angular Material Design. You can toggle the screen, you can slide the screen, you have a radio buttons, you have a progress bar, you have a snippet, you have a list bar, you have a trees, multiple things. All this can be imported with the help of this command. I have listed out all of them all together in this tutorial. You can copy and paste in your application and use it. However, it is highly recommended that you should import and use only the component which you need in your application. Why? Because it holds lot of memory when you execute or when you deploy your application. If you are not using them, it is unnecessary to add them. Use it as per your demand. Well, now next part is to design our layout. That means to place the multiple buttons, boxes, shadows, colors, icons, and so on. So here is a code, ready-made code. You can copy and paste in your app.component.html file. When I open and paste, don't worry, I am going to explain all these codes line by line. Let me execute it and see what happens. Now when I am executing, you can see Angular is compiling each and every Angular packages, not each and every, all 4 Angular packages which we have imported in our app module component file. So now it has imported, it has executed, and we can see the output how it looks like. This is how it looks like, all buttons and 2 boxes. But we have not pasted a style CSS file. Let me add the style CSS file, then I'll explain you each line by line code. Here is a style CSS file. You can copy in the app.component.css file. Now I go to my CSS. Guys, please don't be confused with CSS and SCSS. Both are nearly same. One is a component style sheet. One is the super component style sheet. So paste it, and now execute, activate the changes, and it will execute, and here is the result in my screen. We are able to see a box. Under the box we are able to see 3 buttons. We are not going to write any code for buttons, it is just for display purpose. And there are two boxes. If we are going to display it in the mobile devices, you can press Ctrl Shift I, or else you can go to the developer tool option or a developer tool mode, Ctrl Shift I. This will allow us to display our application for any device like mobile phone and so on. Here I am going to display in the iPhone 6 7 plus version. There are other versions of mobile phone as well. Yes, you can edit and add more your mobile devices if you want to preview it for a particular device screen. But usually this is more than sufficient to show in the output and testing purpose. 99.99% what you see here will be shown exactly same in your mobile phone as well. So here is the output which looks like in the Moto G4 mobile device. You can see the buttons and the two boxes, and the text is aligned centrally. Buttons are aligned centrally. Now no one is decentralized. No one is here and there. They all are in a proper line and shape. If I am going to click pixel P2, then you can see it is properly aligned. And now I go to the iPhone X, again it's working same. If I go to the iPad, this is shown like this. If I go to the responsive and I can increase the width, you can see the effect how it looks like. We can increase, decrease the screen size and so on. Well, this is the effect of flexible screen. You increase or decrease your screen size, the application will work properly. Only the thing is we need to code little bit so that it will work properly. Now go back to our code and see what each and every code looks like. Each and every code works around. Well, I have also mention the description of each code and each you can say the commands or angular directive as well. All right, br is a command which is used to create a new line, a blank new line. So I am going to create here two blank new lines. You can see in the output here there is a gap. So this is line 1 and this is line 2. Two line gap I have given with the help of br tag. Okay, so now we are going to create one container. That means here a whole container where we are going to write our components or objects. So that container is to be created with the help of div, and the flex layout is a angular directive, flexible components angular directive, which is used to create a layout. You either it can be row wrap, or it can be column wrap. I explain what is row and column. Row wrap means all components will be displayed in the screen area line by line next to each other. Yeah, so one, two, third button, and if there is no space left, it will turncate the display and bring it down. So this is row wise display. Column wise display means every button, every component will be displayed in a next line. That means in a column wise, means one row one component, second row second component. So this is a basic difference, row and column. So we are creating a row based component, row based container, right, where we can display each component next by each other. Flex layout align, it allows you to display contents either centrally or left aligned or right aligned, top aligned or bottom aligned. These are the five aspect it supports. So you see we are given center center. So what does it mean? That means it is horizontal and this is for vertical. So this center means horizontally we are going to display content center area. Next center is for vertical. That means vertically we are going to display content in a center area. So this box will be displayed all together next to each other, but they will be displayed in a center position. You can place it in a left side. So for placing in left, you need to bring it, you need to mention it start. And if you want to display at the end, then you need to mention in place of center end. If you want to display at the top beginning, then top, or at the end it is bottom. So start, end, top, bottom and center. These are the five keywords it uses for both horizontally and vertically alignment. Great. Now we are going to create our very first box. So with the help of div, we are creating box 1, and this is our box 1, and it contains 3 buttons, and they all are next to each other, means they are row based box. So we have to align flex layout row wrap and the flex length. So this is fx flex 70%. That means the screen length, that means how big the box will be displayed. That means only the 70% area of the whole screen. Doesn't matter your screen is 1000 by 1000 or 10,000 by 10,000, it will display only the content in the 70% area, and it will leave the rest of the area with a white space. It looks nice, and you don't need to specify or justify the size of the screen. So your desktop, it will be 800 pixel, sorry, 1000 pixel to display the data. In your desktop it will be 1200 pixel. In your mobile devices it will be almost 540 pixel, and in your tablet it will be around 780 pixel wide area to display the data. For all devices we are not going to write separate size or width of a box. To make it easy, we call a flexible screen, we call this flex length component, and we make it 70%. Whatever the screen size, it will display the data only in a 70% area. You can make it 100%, it's not a problem. Now flex fx flex dot access, we don't want to leave any space. When I open in a developer mode, and you see this is our mobile device, we don't want to leave any space. We want to display data entire screen. So what we are doing is we are displaying for small devices 100% area, and small devices, how you can justify dot xs. So wherever you are differentiating data display for any device, it will be fx flex. For small devices it will be xs dot access, right? And for sometime tablets we use dot sm. Dot sm is a small device, xs is the extra small device. So tablets are a small device component, and xs means mobile device component. All mobile phones comes under the xs dot access extension. All right, now for the small device also we are taking 100%, so we are keeping it .sm 100% screen area. So if I click on tablet, iPads, fine. So you can see we are not leaving space. Don't worry, this is a code bug. I increase the font size, sorry, 100%, and here we go. We are not leaving a space behind, or left side or right side. All right, so this is the command to create a button and close with slash button tag, and this is the text what you want to display, and here we are adding mat dash button. So this is for the to create a material angular material design buttons. So you can see the effect of the button. You see, when I click it, it gives some fancy, eye-catching blurring stuff when I click a button. So there are multiple types of buttons provided by Angular. You can explore it. I'm sure I have added in my tutorial somewhere. If not, I need to add it. All right, I will update this tutorial and add the link of Angular material where you can see all the examples. So okay, so you can create the buttons like this, and if you have a different type of button from Angular material, so that you can press enter and you can add those buttons here as well. Now similar fashion, when we display second button, also it will be displayed next to the first button by default. Now the third button, which is bit tricky. The third button is, this is, there is a space we want to display for the third button, right? So first two button here and then third button here. How does this space will be occupied? So space would be occupied with the help of this. You place div fx flex and close the div. It will show the data, or it will occupy the space. Fx flex. So what it does, it will separate it in a two part. First part two buttons, and second part only one button, and leave the space according to the 70% of screen size or 100% of the screen size. Now what does this two directive does? Well, if you see carefully, in my bigger screen I'm showing button 3, but when I open it in my you can say mobile device, I am going to display two buttons, and third one is not the third button. This is the icon which I am going to display. That means in desktop you would be able to see three buttons, but in mobile devices you would be able to two button and third icon, and it has a different style. So to show a button or hide a button in Angular flexible screen layout, enable you with the help of directives fx show. This is case sensitive. Fx show means it will display the button in the large screen. But when I say fx hide dot access, it means small devices, not small devices, for mobile devices, extra small devices, it will hide this button. Okay, so here it is shown and here it is hide. So third button is hidden, and if I go to the iPad, and it is, you can see it is shown, because this is a small device, this is not extra small device, right? So this is the way you can hide and display a button in any screen. Well, now the thing is, I have shown and hide the button 3 in different devices, but now in the small devices, instead of button 3, I am going to display a icon, such type of icon, a menu icon. That means I am going to display a different button with a mat icon menu. So this is the name of icon menu, and how we can display help is with the help of angular directive mat icon. So you place this code and mat dash icon and the menu name, it will display the menu icon here. But we have to write where need to display. So we are fx hide, that means we are hiding it for all larger screen, all desktop and laptops, and we are displaying this button whenever there is a extra small device or a mobile device is shown. So guys, this is very clear. We are displaying three buttons, two buttons for all device, third button, button 3 only for the desktop, and we are hiding it for the mobile phones. And another fourth button we are displaying only for the mobile devices and hiding rest of the devices. So this is the way you can achieve your buttons display and flex it, and you can place the material icon as well. All right, now next thing is we are giving a line space. You can see this box have a white space, a line. So how you can place a line? With the help of br command. Okay, now next set of code is to create two boxes. First this box, second is box 2b. How, where we want to display this box? This box will be also shown in a 70% area of a screen. So we have to divide a major controller, and this container will have two boxes, and you can see the boxes are next to each other, not next to each other, down to each other. Therefore, so how we can achieve it? So we are flexibling row wrap. And a moment. Okay, now the 70% of the screen area it will be displayed. So here is a 70% area we have occupied, right? And for the small devices 100%. This is the directive flex layout gap. So there is some issue, a moment, and the flex layout gap is equals to 20. That means if you see the output, this box is shown first and the box 2b is shown next to each other, but there is a gap of 20 pixel, right? So if you have multiple boxes, it will be gapped along with this directive. Yeah, so you don't need to provide a gap manually for each box. Now what we are doing is we are not going to keep any gap. We are going to keep no gap when it is a extra small device. So dot access we are keeping 0 pixel. Yeah, right. And flex layout align, how the content will be displayed center means everything would be displayed centrally, not left, not right, not top, not bottom. It will be displayed only in the center area. So when I control shift I and display in a mobile device, and it looks like this. Toolbar, kind of toolbar, buttons, icons, and then two boxes, one to each other, right, up and down, and there is no gap. You can see there is no actually a gap, and when I open in a bigger screen, it looks like this. Okay, and now we see the code how it has been written. So box 2 and box 3. So guys, this is completely a bigger box, box 1. This one, sorry, this one is a box 1, box 2 and box 3. So box 2 we have provided the class box 2 and defined the property in .css file, and here is the property for box 2. Background color, you can see I am sure this is sort of blue background color. I am poor in color knowledge. And the height is of course 150 pixel. So this is the 150 pixel, and same you can see for the box 3 as well, 150 pixel, right? So both have the same box properties, only the color difference is this. So box 3 has a different color, sort of beige color. Okay, now what we are displaying is the simple text line. This is the box 2A and this is the box 2B. Well, we are displaying the 70% area, two boxes with 20 pixel gap. So how the boxes will be aligned? So two boxes can be defined with the 50-50 area. So 50% area box A, box 2 will be displayed, and rest of the 50% area box 3 will be displayed. Okay, this is how we can separate the 70% area in 50-50 but we need to keep some portion open for this 20 pixel space. So what we can do is we can keep 49% for these two boxes and let 20 pixel space for gapping purpose. So you can see fx flex, instead of 50% we are keeping 49 and 49 purpose, right? So if you make it 48 or 45 also no problem, but you would be able to see here and here some slight gap which will not look good. But when you have lot of contents it will look good, it's not a problem. But normally keeping at least 1% for the gap purpose if your application design requires such type of situation. Okay, and rest of the code is bit same. So guys, this is how our material design buttons are working, icons are working, and flexible screens are working. I have explained each and every component one by one, line by line in detail. This is how you can see and preview your application in multiple devices and test it for your own. That's it in this tutorial. In our further tutorial, we will learn more about Angular material components. We will see how more fancy buttons, tabs, icons, and so many, lists, trees, all those components we can use and create a smart web applications. That's it. Thank you very much. Please subscribe our channel, GyanRays.